Jesus Christ. You know, I went to your house last year and your dad was there. And I know he hates my guts. He always has. But he's like, she is where she is. I don't know where the girl is. He said he didn't care and didn't care to know. And I was about to just leave. But I didn't. And I said to that son of a bitch, you hear me, asshole? You dead piece of shit! Do you remember what I told you? I said, you are fucking worthless. You have a daughter and she's a gift from God. She's the most perfect being to ever walk this earth, and you don't even know it. And she loves you because you're her stupid father. But you've never loved her back. You've just damaged her and fucked her up and never even bothered to notice that she's this angel. So fuck you, cocksucker! And then I told him I hoped he'd die alone, which he did, so I feel a little guilty about that now. I can take care of you, Leanie. Thank you.
Forget it then. You're the one forcing people to say these things out loud. Things are in the air, you leave them alone if you can. That's the truth I know. See, my son came to this school because they were going to kill him in public school. So we were lucky enough to get him in here for his last year. His father do not like him. He come here. The kids don't like him. So one man is good enough to him and reaches out his hand to him. Does he have his reasons? Yes. Everybody have their reasons. You have your reasons. But do I ask the man why he's good to my son? No. I don't care why. My son needs some man to be good to him and see him through to where he wants to go. And thank God that this man wants to do just that. Now, if nothing started with my son, then why are you accusing my son? Leave my son out of this, if you can. My husband would kill my child over something like this.
I really do feel that I'm not this person who gets off on looks or the more like physical side of men. But when it's the other way around, shit, you know? It just totally hurts if you find out that he's not at all into your face. And why that is, I don't know. I mean, what a scientist would say about it. Those people who are studying human behavior and whatnot. Not saying this is full of profound insight or anything, but any woman I know, like my age or younger, she's gonna be super upset if she heard what I did. That her boyfriend thinks her face is okay. You can't swallow that down and find a way to come up smiling or anything. You know what I'm saying? There is just no good way to take that. Why do we feel that way though, I wonder? Is it maybe TV or magazines? Are moms telling us that we're pretty no matter what we look like? I'm not sure. I just know that women throw everything they've got into their physical being, and the main part of that is the face. I go nuts if I still break out on my chin or anything. Carry tweezers in my purse, and I'm not even all crazy about it like a lot of my friends are. And every one of them, the ones that I've called at least, they all said to dump him. They did. Because if he's willing to say that, even to a friend, then you can bet that he's probably thinking a lot more than you know about. Can you imagine what he's actually feeling about my body? And this isn't about sex, not really, but just how he sees my arms or legs, anything. Okay, yes, I'm talking about all the rest of it too. Of course I am. The words he'll use to describe my breasts or my butt. Okay, it's too much. I can't even start to go there without wanting to throw up. I always felt like my face was one of my better parts, and now he's talking about me like I'm some old Buick out in the backyard that He keeps thinking about fixing, but just can't get to it.
But of course, you're saying you have kind of been with men too. So you are a virgin. Not that I fully understand the mechanics of lesbianism, but presumably you are still technically. See, I'm just trying to understand. I mean, you must have. It's hard to believe. Okay, you wouldn't at least. How it even occurred to you, let alone. Look, there's two things I'm trying to ask there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I kind of thought women turn to women when things didn't work out with men. Oh, not that you're the type of woman that couldn't work things out. Okay, on the contrary. And secondly, how? I mean, when did you kind of have the nerve to? Or was it some older gym teacher? I just can't imagine you looking at girls the way I do. I mean, cheerleaders, Playboy bunnies for Christ's sakes. The bottom line, okay, is how? Without even, trying. You must have wanted at some point, I mean, at least a little human curiosity. Opposites do attract. The penis.
Did you know that Donald's father beats him? And might that not account for the odd behavior Sister James noticed in the boy? What is it? What? What did you hear? What did you see that convinced you so thoroughly? I want to know. You say you saw me touch William London's wrist on the first day of school, and he pulled away? That's it? That's nothing. You leave me no choice. I'm writing down what you say. I tend to get flustered to remember the details of an upsetting conversation. And this may be important when I talk to the Monsignor and explain why you have to be removed as the principal of this school. And now you tell me that you've called a nun from the last parish I was assigned? That's not the proper route you have taken, sister. The church is very clear you're supposed to go through the pastor. You have no right to act on your own. You are a member of a religious order. You've taken vows. Obedience being one, you answer to us. You have no right to step outside the church. Are we people? Am I a person, flesh and blood like you? Are we just ideas and convictions? I can't say everything. Do you understand there are things I can't say? Even if you can't imagine the explanation, sister, remember that there are circumstances beyond your knowledge. Even if you feel certainty is an emotion and not a fact. In the spirit of charity, I appeal to you. On behalf of my life's work, you have to behave responsibly. I put myself in your hands.
You know what? Oh, you know what it's like to have your kid stole by the welfare? To sit in a room and remember your little boy ain't being quiet because he's sleeping or getting into something, but he's being quiet because he ain't even there no more. And you don't know where he is or when he's coming back. You don't know. And you want me to just forget about him. You ain't got no kids, do you? No, but you want one. Like my Jimmy? I know you like him a whole lot. You like him better than the other ones. He's your favorite. You know what old Ray told me once after you come out to visit? He said, you better watch out, Luke girl. That woman wants your baby for herself and she's gonna get him too. That's what he said. I didn't believe him, but sometimes though that old Ray knows what he's talking about. You got him? You got him at your house, ain't you? You don't want me to know where you live because you got him. Well, I want you to get him and bring him here. I want to see Jimmy.
Why, Mr. Wolf, what an unexpected pleasure. You were working in the garden, and I didn't wish to disturb you, so I went out for a walk. I've endured this custody, I've endured this imprisonment. I'm attended by doctors everywhere. I'm attended by doctors who speak for my interests, but they never do. I'm dying in this town, Leonard. I'm living in a place I have no wish to live in. I'm living in a town I have no wish to live. I think we should go back to London. I miss London. I miss London life. I'm truly dying here, Leonard. I rest alone in the deep dark, and only I can understand. Only I can understand my condition. You tell me you live with the threat. You live with the threat of my extinction. Well, Leonard, I live with it too. That is my choice. 'Tis the choice of every human being. I cannot abide the suffocating suburbs. I want and need the violent jolt of the capital. The meanest patient, yes, even the lowest, has some say in the matter of her prescription. Thereby she defines her humanity. Leonard, I wish I could be happy in this garden with you in all this quietness, but I can't. If it's a choice between Richmond and death, I choose death. You cannot avoid life by trying to avoid peace, Leonard, in your garden.
There's something my grandmother used to do when I would start dating someone. I would tell her his name, and she would say, "Oh, what part of town does he live in?" Yeah. My grandmother was an out-and-out racist, so I know what prejudice looks like. It's not about experience, James. It's about gender. And Reston saying that I don't have the balls to be president, and he means that literally, it is offensive. It's offensive to me and to all the women whose votes he's asking for. And it's not just Governor Reston speaking in code about gender. It's everyone, yourself included. The only reason we're doing this interview here is because you requested it. And yet here you are, thanking me for inviting you into my lovely home. That is what you say to the neighbor lady who's baked you chocolate chip cookies. And this pitcher of iced tea, it isn't even mine. It's what your producer sat here. Why? For the same reason you call me a real-life Cinderella story. It reminds people that I'm a woman without using the word. And for you, it's an angle, and I get that. And I'm sure you think it's innocuous. But guess what? It's not. No, do not interrupt me when I am speaking. You are promoting a stereotype, James. You're advancing this idea that women are weaker than men. You're playing right into the hands of Reston and into the hands of every imbecile who thinks a woman is not fit to be commander-in-chief. 7 years I served in the United States Army, which is 7 more years than Governor Reston ever served.
Feels good, doesn't it? Spewing the truth. The truth is like a great fuck. One of the few remaining reasons to get out of bed in the morning. But it's not for everybody because most people are so crippled they can't stand the truth. But for those of us who partake, nothing else really comes close. But you know what? All of those other people who can't stand the truth, they're going to be a problem for you, and this is why. You're a fucking nobody. Who are your parents? Nobody. Who are your connections? Nobody. Where did you go to school? Huh? It wasn't Harvard, Princeton, or Yale, so wherever you went, it doesn't matter, okay? You're no Douglas Martin. You're a talented nobody, and everyone is going to hate you. Yeah. You might get this thing published, and it might get some attention, but not what it should. And then you move on to your second novel, and that thing will mess up your brain more than anything else you've ever lived through. It'll be the worst 3 years of your life writing that second novel. You'll feel like you're in the 9th circle of hell, where the betrayers of Christ are frozen in eternal cannibalistic silence. Only it won't be flesh you'll be consuming, it'll be your mind. Yeah, and then maybe in a few years you move on to something with a third. Hell, you might get into one of those big writer colonies. But you know what? Your bitterness at having been rejected 15 fucking times will take a lot of the fun out of that. You'll start to hate everyone more successful than you. What you feel for Douglas now is nothing compared to what's coming. But you know something? The work will be good. Everyone will keep telling you how good the writing is. It's too good to be mistaken. And that will become the bane of your existence.
If I asked you about war, you'd refer me to a bevy of fictional and non-fictional material. But you've never been in one. You've never held your best friend's head in your lap and watched him draw his last breath, looking to you for help. If I asked you about love, I'd get a sonnet. But you've never looked at a woman and been truly vulnerable, known that someone could kill you with a look, that someone could rescue you from grief, that God had put an angel on earth just for you, and you wouldn't know what it felt like to be her angel, to have the love be there for her forever, through anything, through cancer. And you wouldn't know about sitting up in a hospital room for 2 months, holding her hand and not leaving, because the doctors could see in your eyes that the term visiting hours, it didn't apply to you. And you wouldn't know about real loss. That only occurs when you lose something that you love more than yourself, and you've never dared to love anything that much. I look at you, I don't see an intelligent, confident man. I don't see an equal, I don't even see a peer. I see a boy.
Let me tell you the story of right hand, left hand. It's the tale of good and evil. Hate. It was with this hand that Cain iced his own brother. Love. These 5 fingers, they can reach into the soul of a man. The right hand, the hand of love. The nature of life is this: static. One hand is constantly fighting the other hand, and the left hand is kicking much ass. In fact, it looks like the right hand, love, is finished. But hold on, stop the presses. It's not over for the right hand, yeah. The right hand is coming back now. Yeah, it's got the left on the ropes now. Boom! It's a devastating right, and hate is hurt. He's down. Left hand hate, KO'd by love. You see, if I love you, I love you. But if I hate you,
Nothing's happened here. Not in this room. Maybe something's happened over there, in the other rooms. I like to pretend they're far away. I never leave the house, you know. So I like to take trips from room to room. It helps to pass the time. Yes! I kept thinking there was a place in the house, a little corner where I could be happy. I'd sit in one room for a while, and then I'd go and sit in another. And then I'd pretend I had misplaced something in one of the drawers, something real nice, something all mine. And I'd go through the drawers and the boxes and the pockets of old winter coats, looking for it, looking for something that was mine. Not ours, not family's, but mine. I found nothing. And if I could find nothing that was mine, there could be nothing that was ours. Years and years of nothing. You think I'm talking differently, dear? I am not talking. I am crying, the only way I know how. And you can't hear me. You're deaf, dear, just as I am. We're no better than a couple of rooms, 2 extra rooms, and rooms can't talk to one another or hear one another. I thought it was different once. For years, I felt happy because I thought we'd be happy someday. But we were happy because we thought we'd be happy someday. Remember? We were happy because we hoped. We based all our hopes on the family. We were 2 people living together, waiting for a family to come along and make us one. When we get a family, everything will be better, we thought. Then we got a family, and we reversed ourselves completely and started looking back to those happy days when it was just the 2 of us. Our hopes were excuses, and our happy memories are lies. I don't want to try anymore. All these rooms and all these drawers, and the only one I hadn't ransacked was myself. Now I've found something in there, and it's all mine.
Did you really think it was just your mind, your intellect I was interested in? No, I'm not saying you don't. But I gotta say, when I saw you in the mirror at the health club, the last thing on my mind was your mind. I mean, you and spandex? Girl, I almost dropped my dumbbells. And then we started talking about how you were looking for a job, and bingo, it was a golden opportunity. I mean, look, we had a good time here this afternoon. You were looking for something. Not so bad in bed, am I, huh? What? Oh, yeah, I'm getting to that. See, I'm not really the vice president of the company like I said. No, not really. I just kind of made it up. I don't even know where it is. I think it's on the east side of town or something. Look, I would have said anything when I saw you this afternoon, okay? Anything. I wanted to get to know you. Does that make me so bad? Does that make me a louse just because? Oh, well, I work for my brother, Plumbing Parts, Queens. It's a nice little operation he's got, too. You should come by someday and... Of course my name's Vincent. What do you think I'm... Of course I live here. Where you go? What? Oh, come on. Look, okay, it was just one lie. One eensy-weensy, teensy... Come on, don't... Look, I'll see you at the health club, okay? It was nice. Thanks. See ya. See ya.
Pray you, stand farther from me. I know by that same eye there's some good news. What? Says the married woman you may go? Would she had never given you leave to come. Let her not say, 'tis I that keep you here. I have no power upon you, hers you are. Oh, never was there queen so mightily betrayed. Yet at the first I saw the treasons planted. Why should I think you can be mine and true, though you in swearing shake the throned gods who have been false to Fulvia? Riotous madness, to be entangled with those mouth-made vows which break themselves in swearing. Nay, pray you seek no color for your going, but bid farewell and go. When you sued staying, then was the time for words. No going then. Eternity was in our lips and eyes, bliss in our brows bent. None our part so poor, but was a race of heaven. They are so still. Or thou, the greatest soldier of the world, art turned the greatest liar. I would I had thy inches. Thou shouldest know there were a heart in Egypt. Though age from folly could not give me freedom, it does from childishness. Can Fulvia die? Oh, most false love. Where be the sacred vials thou shouldest fill with sorrowful water? Now I see. I see. In Fulvia's death, how mine received shall be.